Hello and welcome! Let us continue with Chuusotsu first graduation time after time! I'm Lynx. And we continue. The living room. In front of the soul dispenser. The three girls had gathered together. This was their last chance. None of them said a word. They had been standing there for an hour now.
お嬢様方そろそろ覚悟の方は
The Florida girl was also there.
まだみたいっす
これに失敗したら元の生活に逆戻り
Yeah. I guess if we fail here, it's the end of the game as well. That would be a very short episode. She looked up at the ceiling. The white stainless ceiling. Again, just like with the room, it's not white. She spent the past week fighting as hard as she could. What? She prioritized herself. She tried to get Arara motivated enough to take this seriously. Even if certain things failed to go as planned, Arue, considering her naturally introverted disposition, was quite proactive indeed. Yeah? What about the other two four? As far as Arue could tell, neither of them had shown any real effort. I wouldn't say so. There was no point complaining about that now for. I'm still claiming that Arue is too hell-bent on that thing. And that might be the cause of failing, if anything. Seeing how she didn't even fully understand the meaning of the word philosophy, Arue's efforts ultimately seemed no more than a blind stabs in the dark. However, everything built up to this present, their last chance. They spent the entirety of yesterday playing and even held a party using up one of their chances in the process. Wait, what? Strangely enough, she didn't regret it, but she also thought of it like that. What if that was our last dinner together? It was an ominous thought for sure, yet one that also felt like an inevitable prophecy. However, because of that, Arue, Koiro, and Arara couldn't feel any regret about the slapstick-filled days that they spent together. They didn't want to think it was all for naught either. Whether things ended in tears or smiles, this would be their final chance. Arue felt like this was their first and last chance during the entirety of their room share. This assignment, so suddenly thrust upon them, was likely the largest obstacle in their lives. Damn. Her heart began to cry out. Almost like it was trying desperately to unshackle her tense, paralyzed body. With all those feelings swirling within her, Arue stared blankly at the soul dispenser.
まったく何なんでしょうねこの機械
She sighed.
人の心を感知してシンクロだの哲学だのってそんなこと将軍様がお作りになった超人シールにだってできないことじゃないですか
Shoguns, what?
そもそも心の定義って何
It was like a whisper. A set of words with no real intention. But those words froze time. No one could answer them. How would one define a person's heart? And synchronization. I mean, to be fair, I bet they are all stressed right now like crazy, so maybe they are in sync with that. According to Holo, it meant joining separate consciousnesses into one. But the meaning of that was a difficult problem in and of its own. In short, the only possible answer was...
そんなの私たちにわかるはずないじゃないですか中卒ですよ
Koiro looked at the side of Arue's troubled face. The first time the three of them had met each other in this room. They could imagine what they would be like in a week. They never imagined they'd be spending so much time talking to each other every single day. Or that they'd band together to help a little girl. They also didn't expect to join forces with the intention of getting a stuffed animal for everyone. Or they'd gather around the table talking about themselves with no reservations.
でも
それが実現したんだ。
Koiro felt like the answer lay hidden in there somewhere. The definition of the heart. A hint to successfully putting the definition of the heart into words. She looked to her side. Arue had raised her head and reached out for the soul dispenser.
お願いします。神様。
She touched the screen. What makes a wonderful life? Join your hearts and philosophize.
行きます。
Her answer was the same as always. This time, however, her determination was on a different level.
失敗できない。私は絶対に罪を償わないといけないんだ。素晴らしい人生とはめちゃ強しいるそのものである。
Oh. Audio recognition. And so she prayed. Why would you say that one? Bravely and resolutely. No. In the hopes that God would grant her mercy. As a result. Yep, as expected. Insufficient synchronization rate. Error. Because that's not the answer. She collapsed onto the floor.
あっちゃー。どうやら失敗の様子ね。ということは残念ながら。
Her laughing was right.
やっぱりか。しょうがないですね。私たちは本当にまあこんな感じかなって思ってましたけどね。ほら私たちなんか適性検査に落っこちて高校にも行けなかったわけですから。あ、そういえば私こんなしょうもない自分のこと人間デブリって内心思ってたんですよ。どうです？この現状にぴったりじゃないですか？
なるほどなるほど。お嬢様方結構いいセンス持ってるじゃないっすか。皮肉がお上手でフォロはちょっぴり感
Is
心
she
して。
getting interrupted by something?
黙れ。え？黙れと言った。
こんなもんですよね。私たちなんて少しはシンクロに近づけたかなとか思ってましたけど、勝手な思い込みだったみたいです。
Koiro wanted to say that she felt the same way about them even now, but she swallowed her words. Even if she had said that no, it wouldn't have been any comfort to anyone. Because their story ended here.
ホロさん、最後だから教えてくれませんか？素晴らしい人生って何だったんですか？
Didn't she already say that she doesn't know the answer
どうすれ
anyway?
ばよかったんですか？
Pretty sure.
ごめんなさいっす。ホロにもよくわからないっす。
Yeah, I think she said that before.
なんだ、ホロさんにもわからないんだ。じゃあ、私たちがどうあがいても無理だったっていうことですね。
それはわかんないっすよ。ホロは機械っすから。心とかそういう形のないものに名前をつけて研究を重ねて言葉で表現してきたのはいつだって人類じゃないっすか。
でも私には理解できませんでしたよ。これっぽっちも哲学のことを調べようと思っても結局自分が楽しいと思うことに流されてばっかりで。
学問上の定義や歴史だったらホロにだって検索できるっす。ホロが言いたいのはそういうのじゃなくて。
じゃあ教えてください。教えてくださいよ。素晴らしい人
生。それは
もしかしてわからないんですか？だったら無責任なこと言わないでほしいな。私たちには本物の命があるんです。一生に一度しかない人生があるんですよ。失敗したらリセットってわけにはいかないんです。
Unfortunately.
素晴らしい人生なんてそんなの分かったら初めからそうやって生きるに決まってるじゃないですか。それが分かんないか から人の顔色を伺うんです。みんなの向いた方向を見失わないように必死になるんです。誰かに責任をなすりつけたり、認めたくない現実に直面すれば全力で逃げるんです。ほらね、私なんて本当にどうしようもなくてダメな人間なんです。そんな人間デブリに素晴らしい人生なんて分かりっこないです。本当にそんなものがあるなら逆に教えてほしいくらいです。哲学を知れば人生が豊かになるって言うなら必死になって勉強するから。だからお願いだから中卒にも分かるように言ってくださいよ。難しい顔して難しいことばかり言わないで。
This was her lamentation. The tearless cry of her soul. People originally born in a shell, only after countless failures were they able to poke holes into their shells and evolve into adults. However, Arue's position was a little too cruel. A little, you said. No, it was just not a little too cruel, it was too cruel. She still had a past she couldn't talk about, as well as the guilt of sins she couldn't wash away. She was standing here carrying her many burdens. Koru and Tarara felt like they had just now been able to make contact with that. They felt like they could relate, but in reality it was still opaque and difficult to see. Indeed, Arue didn't reveal a single thing about herself. She would give hints and show the edges but never said a word about it. True. So Koru and Tarara both thought of her as a strong person. But they were wrong. She was weak, brittle. For a person to understand another was no small task. That was the cause.
いやー、すみませんね。なんだかちょっと湿っぽいことを言っちゃって。部屋、片付けなきゃいけませんよね。
同胞？
That was right. This was where it started. The cause of their mutual misunderstanding began here.
今回は残念な結果に終わったけれど、ご安心召され。
何ですか？
ここでルームシェアが解散になっても、アララと同胞は一心同体のソウルメイツ。ルームメイツよりもその絆は固い。だからこれからはルームメイトではなく世界救済団として本格的に同じ道を歩みましょう。小色さんも子分として一緒に。
何を言ってるんですか？
She looked at her puzzled.
同胞、こんな時まで敵の目を欺かなくてもいいです。アララが言いたいのは、ポイズンパルスを振りまく世界統括者を打倒すべく、正義のパーティーを組むことに決まっているです。
Let's do that. She heaved a single sigh.
こんな時まで続けるんですか？その勇者ごっこ。
Her smirk froze in place.
今がどんな状況だか藤崎さんならわかるでしょ？課題に失敗して私たちは実家に強制送還されるんです。全部終わりなんですよ。私たちはここでお別れなんです。
I mean, it's not like you are forbidden to be in contact. She looked troubled. Having taken life at her own pace, this was a first for her.
お別れって、同胞、悪い冗談を。
冗談なんかじゃないですよ。そろそろ目を覚ました方がいいですよ。藤崎さんは意外と冷静な人なんですから。世界なんとかのこと他人が本気で信じるなんて思ってないんでしょ？
ある、ちょっと。
Yeah, what the hell?
同胞が初めて会った時、アルエさんは終末への危機を感じる。
ええ、もうビンビンに感じますね。危機意識は高い方ですので。ああ、だってあの場はあなたに合わせないと解放してくれそうになかったから。
Ah.
合わせた。
Better sweat began to trickle down Arara's forehead.
だってアララに信じていいって言った。課題が終わったら一緒に冒険してくれるって。それは裏を返せばアララの真の同胞ということで。
それじゃあこうしましょうか。こうして知り合ったのも縁ですし、実家に帰っても連絡を取り合いましょう。その時にはネット上でなら遊びに付き合いますから。
違う。そんなの同胞じゃない。同胞は心から信頼できる仲間なんだ。アララが救世主で、同胞はアララを。
There we go again. Another gracious remark from our little savior. She's lying again that she's a ghost. Isn't Fujisaki way out of place? Rest in peace, crazy girl. Alright, let's just leave her alone. Her past a little bit here, huh?
遊びなんかじゃ。
She was sweating profusely now. It was an unusually large amount. Like a waterfall.
あるえ、謝った方がいいよ。
どうしてです？
Definitely.
だってアルエはアララのさ。
あ、藤崎さん？
She left. She stormed outside, leaving all her things behind.
私アララを追いかけるね。
Koiro left to chase after Arara, which makes sense, leaving Arue all alone in the living room. Silence. The living room felt unusually large. The silence seemed to almost enlarge the space.
お取り込み中申し訳ないっすが、荷造りの方を。
はい、すみません。
After returning to her room, Arue started packing up her things. She didn't have much to begin with. She filled the bottom with Mr. Minamiko Shigaya's manga. She then took down her clothes from the laundry poles, folded them up, and packed them into her bag. They were sharing their towels. She had been using Koiro's for the past few days, so Arue's towel was already dry. She decided to leave behind the game console she had bought. Even if she brought it home, she figured it would only harm her lifestyle. Her hand stopped. It was the manga manuscript she had shown the other just last night. She hesitated. She felt like maybe she should just throw it away. There wasn't going to be anyone else to show it to anyway. She hesitated. Put it on the floor and spent a while being in thought. That was when she noticed it. What? Underneath the bed. In Arara's home. There was a black notebook sticking out. She grew curious about it and pulled it out. There was nothing written on the front. This made her more curious about the contents. Oh, not nice. Although she felt bad about reading without permission, fearing this was the last time they would see each other anyway, she decided to go through with it. Its contents were what she expected them to be. The threat of the poison pulse. The first page had an explanation on the dangers of the poisonous radio waves that Arara was always talking about. 1. The effects of the poison pulse are immeasurable. It is known that animals and humans who suffer the effects of this show signs of highly reduced mental capacities, but... Okay, so that's Chuusotsu.
知りませんよ。そんなことは誰も。
She let out a giggle. Her childish delusions were on display for all to see. Would this not become Arara's embracing dark history a decade from now? Just like Ore's manga, would become something to cause her pain. She felt like these dark history notebooks were like a record of their own growth. Meanwhile, her hands turning the pages start to slow down.
ずいぶん難しい感じが。それに、これは計算式？
As she continued reading, the contents became more and more complex. On the 12th page, there was a graph comparing the poison pulse waves emanating from the tower to standard electromagnetic waves. It said poison pulse wavelengths and photon energies are similar to those belonging to natural Schumann resonances. Needless to say, Arue didn't understand any of it. She continued reading. The poison pulse had its connection to the ionosphere. Psychotame theory based on the original hypothesis. Let's freaking go. She has this all figured out, huh? She figured this was certain Psycho's delusional dark matter. Or is it? But the thing in front of her was far from that. A dark history notebook? Dude, seems like it's like a proper research there. Not quite a dark history. This was more in the realm of research. Told you. However, on March 31st, the specialized research notes turned to a picture diary. March 31st. Authorized power certificate. Authorized seal stamping day. Everything from them until now. It was like a picture diary written by an infant. Oh, that's when she became a Chuusotsu. She closed the notebook. Of course, Arue had the same experience. Everything she used to be able to do with little effort became impossible after March 31st. The instant she lost her seal. Dude, it's so fucking ridiculous that losing... If this was real world, whoever introduces such an idea should be shot down immediately. To be quite honest with you. She came face to face with the reality of her own powerlessness. She had forgotten some things. She had never been able to regain her pace around Arara, so she had forgotten all about it. Yes. Yes, they are. Only one thing was different. In Arara's words, there was passion. Even now it had yet to fade. Even when her research turned into a picture diary. Even though Arue herself had given up on manga. She had heard of it word just recently.
てな具合に漫画というものは人類の生んだ最高の文化なんです。わかりましたか？
なるほど。確かに同胞の漫画への情熱は本物だ。
私の漫画とあの子の妄想と何が違うんだろう。
It's not delusions, I would say, if she has a proper research about all of that. She couldn't find any. Then how exactly did Arue act toward Arara?
冗談なんかじゃないですよ。そろそろ目を覚ました方がいいですよ。藤崎さんは意外と冷静な人なんですから。世界なんとかのこと、他人が本気で信じるなんて思ってないんでしょ？
That was cold.
ああ、だってあの場はあなたに合わせないと解放してくれそうになかったから。どんだけデブリなの？私。
Yeah, but at least now we are thinking it in different perspective.
アルエお嬢様、荷造りの方は順調っすか？よろしければフォローもお手伝いを。
Why is she always flying? Arue literally ran through Hol's body and out of the room.
お嬢様、困るっすよ。お荷物ほったらかしにしていったら。お嬢様。
お嬢？Okay.
あらら、ね
え。Cory was chasing her, but Arara wouldn't stop.
さっきのアルエはちょっと混乱してたんだよ。アララだってそれを分かって元気づけようとしたんだよね。
ちょっとだけすれ違っちゃったけど、でもアルエはすぐアララの気持ちに気づいてくれると思うよ。だから。
She stopped, without turning around.
アララの気持ちって何？それは人の心なんて目に見えないのに、理解者を気取らないでほしい。
I mean, I don't think she tries to pretend or anything. She just tries to keep the three of you together in a way.
それはごめんけど、課題なんて初めからクリアできるはずがなかった。
As if to cut her off.
まだわからないよ。今から部屋に戻って泣きの一回をみんなでホロにお願いしよう。そして
I don't think it's up to Hollow, right?
無理です。
She declared flatly.
やってみなくちゃわからない。今のアララたちにはクリアは不可能だと推察する。どうしてそう思うの？アララたちにはどうしてもシンクロできない理由があるということ。その理由ってそれは。
She began to talk but then stopped. Maybe she couldn't say it. Maybe it was just too personal.
言う必要はない。どっちにしろもうお別れなんだから。
There was sadness in her tone. Obviously. Leaving those words behind, she started to walk off again. All Koiro could do was watch her go. She couldn't chase after her.
くそ。
This sucks. Pushing open the iron door, Arue ran out onto the rooftop. The wind was strong. She was on the roof of the shopping mall. She looked everywhere, but didn't see a single person. There was no one here. She crumpled up on the spot. At that moment, she heard someone walk up behind her. She turned around, full of anticipation.
アルエ？ジェスカさんでしたか。
Koiro stepped forward. She walked all the way to the fence.
私ね、あれを見に来たんだ。
At what? She pointed with her finger. What? At the darkening sky. Okay. In the direction of the iron tower standing above it all.
アララと一緒にした冒険で。って言っても、一回だけだったけど、ここに来て、あの鉄塔から変な電波が出てるって話を聞いたんだ。
Why do I feel like she will be in the tower? She told Arue about it too. They were the first words that made her want to run away from that psycho.
正直言って何を言ってるのかわからなかったよ。だから見に来たんだ。この街を出ていく前に、元の日常に戻ってしまう前に、アララの見ていた世界がどんなだったのかを。そうですか。
She looked down. She unconsciously compared herself to Koiro and became sick of her own pettiness. Arue didn't try to understand Arara at all.
アルエはどうしてここに？私は
This is where I first met Miss Fujisaki. She couldn't say it. Her tongue felt heavy in her mouth. Arue figured that nothing she said now would matter anyway. Besides, there was another reason.
もしかしたらそっちが本命なのかもね。
And that is? Because you always escape to the rooftop? That first day, ridden with guilt for abandoning Koiro after she had saved her, Arue ran to the rooftop. And now, she came to the rooftop feeling guilty about having hurt Arara. The orange night sky enveloped Arue's world. She was used to this scenery. She had seen it many times before. Whenever Arue experienced severe mental paralysis, she would always come here. Yeah, as I said, she fled to the rooftop when she was supposed to go to school. Similarly, she sought shelter here when she lost her seal. She had done it countless times. Arue had been determined not to run away anymore. But here she was.
また逃げちゃった。
A person's determination was a brittle thing. When given the choice between holding one's ground or fleeing, without anything to tie that person down, it was always easier to choose the latter. Arue knew that through personal experience. It started several years ago. Okay, a little flashback, I guess. Clock without indicators. God damn it. At a certain middle school. This was a class of first-year middle schoolers. Around a good month after the entrance ceremony, the students had finally managed to rid themselves of their built-up tension. As a result, the echoes of lively chatter filled the classroom. For children at this age, their class made up the whole of their society. It was their own miniature world. In the midst of that, there was a single girl huddled at her own desk. First row, window seat. She could overhear a spirited conversation about fashion between three nearby people, including the popular kid who sat in the seat next to her. At some point, one of them bent backwards in an exaggerated reaction to something bumping against the desk. Arue's pen wavered wildly, leaving an erratic snake-like trail in her private notebook. The culprit behind this accident didn't seem to care or even notice. She was like a honeybee, fascinated by the flower that was conversation. She cleaned up her notebook with her eraser. The girl silently cleaned up the mess. Marisugawa Arue was a girl who understood her position in life. She simply studied and had nothing to say. As she had nothing to say, Arue was afraid to talk to anyone else. That fear made her retreat into herself. She found that the only thing that she could really confront was her studying. From then on, her problems with human networking would never cease. The reason she never dabbled in online SNS sites was exactly the same. In short, there was fault in her personality as a young girl. Given that the impression others had of Arue was fairly universal. She was plain. The word plain in itself was flavorless. And that flavorless word, when taken to the extremes, became even more tasteless. She was air. Nothing would change regardless of whether or not she was present. Marisugawa Arue was merely the background to the grand society known as Youth. Much like a desk, a chair, a flower vase, or a locker, she was lower than one of those objects that had been placed there with little to no thought. Nonetheless, she had her own dramas to wrestle with as living, breathing being. No one looked at her, no one could see her. It wasn't out of spite. She just didn't pull anyone's attention. She was aware of her own status as heir. That was why she couldn't help but remain quiet. As a result, her words never reached anyone's ears. No one ever remembered her name or face. There was no way this wouldn't be painful for her as a child. True. Even so, she couldn't change herself. It wasn't even a question of courage. The very concept of change was pure terror to her. So she studied. She studied desperately to become a government worker. Why government worker? The reason she tried so hard to reach that difficult to attain position could be traced back to her household. Yeah. Ario? Who's Ario? Ari, I'm going to get some dishes for dinner. Can you make the rice?
わかったよ。いってらっしゃい。お母さん。
Marisugawa Arue's mother was a Chuusotsu. As well? Damn. On the other hand, I guess in a way it all makes sense then, kind of. Because if you think about it, if you are like born to the like lower class. It's hard to go out of that. In order to support her son and daughter, she worked tirelessly day and night. 3. Having lost her housewife seal. Oh my god. You lose that if... Ridiculous. Her hand instead displayed a part-time worker seal. What? That seal was equivalent to that of a high schooler and granted her no mental or physical boosts. Aside from the fact that she had a salary provided by the federal government, she was no different from a Chuusotsu. It was difficult for someone with no seal to hold multiple jobs, even part-time ones. Her mother's body had considerably weakened as a result of juggling several jobs. The image of her mother working cold winter nights with her cracked and rough hands in spite of everything had a great impact on Arue's life decisions. Yeah, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. This was Marisugawa Arue's reason for investing so much into her studies. Yeah, makes sense, everything now. We didn't know, that her mother was also in such a situation with... I guess you could have predicted that, but... This sucks so much. So then, based on the results of the compatibility examination, we'll have Mr. Nakadai be our anchor for the 100-meter relay. Nakadani, you're the anchor. You really turned your life around. Back in middle school, you were awful at using physical boosts and everyone mocked you for being sluggish. Yeah, the compatibility examination really helped. Thanks to his speed speciality boost, I'm super popular with the girls. Again, what a bullshit, right? He get... I'm complaining about that. Fictional world. It still pisses me off, okay? That the guy has not worked out himself at all, and you know what? He was given this. Ridiculous. I wanna kick his ass. Alright, so I take it everyone who wasn't determined with compatibility examination have entered the other categories, right? Sir, we've finished splitting up the sports festival duties. She timidly raised her hand. Front row, window seat. Alright then, you can spend the rest of the time in terms of study. But no one noticed. Pathetic. The teacher. This wasn't the first time, but she certainly felt the damage. She decided to go talk to the class representative during the break. Her mom might come watch her that day. She'd never been able to make it in the past though. But this time she just might. That's what I heard. Sounds like a dude to me. But you know. Sounds super sketchy if you ask me. She often considered just giving up. But then she remembered a certain scene in a manga. It was the same kind of situation. In the manga, the introverted student mastered all her courage and spoke up in a loud voice. As a result, she made lots of friends among her classmates.
Yoshi.
She became motivated. She believed without reason that she would be the same. This was the springtime of 12-year-old Marisugawa Arue's life. Her feeling of invincibility as a 12-year-old made even manga stories work as believable proof. They turned around. She made them turn around. But what next? What is it?
さっき種目その適正じゃなくて私
What? She panicked. Words wouldn't come out right.
私その決まらん です。
Laughter burst out from a corner of the room. Her head was ringing as if she had just been bludgeoned by a club. Yeah. What's up with this girl? Come on everyone, don't laugh! Haven't decided. He was copying Arue. I would kick his ass now. He twisted his mouth and made a silly grimace. The classroom roared with laughter again. Lured in by said laughter, the rest of the students turned their attention to them. Hey, what's going on? Ping pong club, who's got his dad, a comedian? Oh, it's this guy. What was her name again? Hey, Miss Narisugawa. Right. Miss Narisugawa, the vertical side splitter just now. What was funny about that? In the eye of the storm of laughter was Arue frozen in place. Hey, was Miss Narisugawa always like that? Oh, seriously, you should have said it sooner. Come on, do it again, hurry. She felt her heart size up. She wanted to run away, but the thought never crossed her mind. I want to see too. Seriously, you guys cut it out. You're making her uncomfortable. You said that, but you're agreeing like the rest of us. Come on, hurry up. What a piece of shit. Arue didn't cry. She herself found it odd. Her brain simply felt like it was just juiced up in a blender.
ごめんなさい。
The words she spoke were blunt. They had no taste or smell and left the area pure white. But, even then... Whoa, Mr. Isugawa spoke! It's the first time I've seen her speak. This is what she sounds like! Isn't this like a super occasion? Those kids deserve a beating, like a proper one. She felt herself fading away. She focused on her legs and barely managed to remain standing. Dude, and imagine those piece of shits actually got some seals. Fuck. Ridiculous. The system is garbage. Just like real world, man. Even so, Marisugawa Arue would explain that this wasn't bullying. Yes, it was. Why? Because this was the only time it happened. What? No, it was still bullying. After this moment, she had returned to being just air. She blended into her class's background and dropped off everyone's radar. It wasn't something that Arue tried too hard to achieve, despite the fact that they had laughed that much at Marisugawa Arue. Everyone simply forgot about her existence. At the sports festival, her mother was, as usual, nowhere to be seen. Behind the school building. Whenever she couldn't stand the match dealt to her heart, Arue would always come by here. It was lunch break. If she ignored the voice of the children playing in the schoolyard, the place felt nice enough. The back of the school building had now become her personal room. She rummaged through her bag with a small giggle, then pulled out the sketchbook and opened it. It was a manga, her very own original work. She had yet to ink it. It was just a rough pencil sketch right now. And she would say this.
今週のお話、すっごい面白かった。書いててワクワクしちゃったよ。ほんと、ちかちゃんに原作お願いしてよかった。
What? And Chika would respond like this.
褒めてくれて嬉しいな。アルエも最近めきめき腕が上がってきたんじゃない？ほら、ここの表情とか生き生きしてていい感じ。
Did she create a made-up friend? Oh boy. Marisugawa Arue would grin sheepishly.
そうかな。実を言うとね、この間の自習の時間も、その前の時も、勉強しないで漫画の練習してたりして。
Chika would grow some horns and say.
ほら、もうそういうサボりはしないって約束したじゃない。 漫画もいいけど、アルエにはやらなきゃいけないことがあるんでしょ？
Marisugawa Arue.
ごめん、チカちゃん。もうしないよ。でも、放課後はいいよね。ちょっとだけだから。
Chika.
もう、しょうがないな。見逃してあげよう。
Marisugawa Arue.
ありがとう、チカちゃん。
Arue hugged her, or at least made the motions to do so. There was no one there. This was Marisugawa Arue's solo act. The script and drawings are all done by her, but she still did the act. She was making her own manga with her imaginary friend Chika. That's Lucky Star. What the hell? Come on. If someone were to see her, they'd think she was insane. Come on, you won't tell me this is not one of the sisters from Lucky Star.
ねえ、チカちゃん。
I'm sure it's
次の
coincidence, yeah.
話、どうなるのかな？
However, this was Arue's world. It was a parallel world located behind the school building and entirely separate from the real one. It was her place of release. It wasn't where she came to be free. It was where she came to be freed from freedom. This was all self-gratification on her part, nothing more. Later on, Arue would look at this as self-harm as well. In a way. However, there was no way her 12-year-old self would know this. The first step that led her to realize this, her collapse or her growth, the first step toward the boundary of the two, had come. Hey, someone's already here! She jumped up with a start. You're right, what should do? Try somewhere else? Wait, that girl is holding a sketchbook! She hardly hid it. Are you drawing something? They came closer. Holy ground! Invasion! Detected! Enemy! She dodged it off. She ran away. Oh crap. That sucks. I feel like maybe that was the chance for her to actually get some actual proper friends over here. Obviously, maybe it was also a problematic situation, but that was supposedly art club person. So, you know, for the first time in her life, she ran at full speed. She quickly ran out of breath. Her chest hurt. She felt the physical weakness inherited from her mother. But she wouldn't stop. She couldn't stop. Just being called out to didn't mean her act had been discovered. But she was embarrassed to be seen gratifying herself. For a 12-year-old, it was entirely too much to bear. To a puff of air like Marisugawa Arue, that wouldn't be akin to a death sentence. Heartbeat. That's loud. She could feel the heartbeat from the depths of her body. Her shell broke and she felt like something was going to be born. A crack ran along her pure white shell. A black liquid ripped out of it like a mud. Rushing up the stairs, she unconsciously headed for the roof. As she pushed open the steel door, her shell broke. Animation, nice. I wish we were not blinded. Ooh. A scream. Everything she held within came pouring out. The unnameable thing that had been building behind her weakness burst out. She released it high into the sky. It rang out. It echoed. It was the voice of Marisugawa Arue. She plopped down her butt, Having spent all her strength, she crumpled up on the spot. She could almost hear the echoes still. She had released everything, so perhaps that was only natural. Strangely enough, Arue felt her heart lighten. More precisely, she felt like her own existence had become lighter. Indeed, it was as if she had disappeared from the world. Through that scream, Marisugawa Arue released the impurity known as her own self into the sky, erasing it from existence. For her, this was a first. It felt like a kind of loss. Indeed, Marisugawa Arue had obtained death. What? Embarrassment. Guilt. Self-loathing. Oh, I have a lot of that in me. All these things were too painful for a person to face. And so they would flee from them. Through escape, they would heal themselves. As a 12-year-old who had just experienced this for the first time, Marisugawa Arue couldn't even think of a word for it. The name that humanity had given this act of self-preservation was escapism. She suddenly murmured that to Koiro, who was still at the fence.
逃げてばかり。何から？わかんない。わかんないけど、多分、すごく大事なことから。絶対に逃げちゃいけないことから。
The, I don't know, reality? The wind had died down. Soon, silence filled the world. The tower in the distance observed the two girls on the rooftop.
アルエはそれでいいの？逃げちゃいけないって思ってるなら、今ここにいることは、アルエにとって正しいことなの？正しいわけないじゃないですか。
But, even so,
私にどうにかできるような問題でもないっていうか。
She felt like this had revealed something to her. Come to think of it, it was really simple.
そっか。きっとこれが私の答えだったんだ。答え？素晴らしい人生とは、この最低な人生から逃げ出すこと。
Maybe?
過去の罪をすべて帳消しにして、
Yeah?
新しく人生をやり直すこと。なんて、ゲームのリセットボタンじゃないんだから、馬鹿げてますよね。
Considering the world you are in, there might be, to be fair, given that you can be given a seal and you are, oh, cool. Koiro couldn't say anything, because she didn't find Arue's life philosophy to be wrong. Koiro had her own share of problems she couldn't face. That was one of the biggest reasons why she had applied for the room share. As such, she could only answer with silence. She deeply resonated with her. This likely applied to everyone. For people all led their lives without a care in the world, they always had an escape route prepared. Regardless of school or work history. As long as they were human, they wouldn't be able to break away from their own weakness. And then, it suddenly happened. The world trembled. They are resonating. Synchronization rating has exceeded the preset value. Engaging soul link system. The place inside the train station. The time 7:55 a.m. The rush hour trains slid past the platforms. Men and women in suits burst out like water crashing through a collapsing dam. There it was, a surge of people. A bustling whirlpool of civilization. And the young girl being pushed out onto the platform. Huh? Huh? Did they reset? She stood stock still. She looked to her right, then to her left. Nothing but busy waves of people. She stood blankly in the midst of them, holding onto a travel bag. The train on track 4 will be leaving shortly. Please stand behind the yellow line. Now, for the time being, she left the station. Oh boy. At times like this, Arue's first thoughts came from a manga. The sudden vibration she felt made her jump. Hi, it's Mom. It was definitely her mother's voice. This made her feel relaxed. Did you make it to the station? Arue, this is your first time riding a train, right? I was so worried that you might have gotten lost. Like I said, I thought you might have gotten lost. Well, it is, isn't it? Today's your first time. And you went from a little country town like ours to a large city. It's only natural I'd be worried. Today's also the first time you're meeting your new roommates, if I'm not mistaken. Your brother and I have been wondering if you'll manage to get along with them. Hello, Arue? Can you hear me? Hello? She suddenly looked at her smartphone's time display. April 15th, Monday. She scratched her head. She put her hand to her chin. She tilted her head along with the rest of her body. One week before. A week earlier, Arue was indeed standing at this very spot. The situation. She was reminded of that popular old movie about the American car with the strange parts that did certain things. Back to the past. She opened up Twitter. She was blocked by the login screen. Her account didn't even exist. She spun her finger in circles around her temple. It was 1 week earlier. The very same time and the very same situation. Her Twitter account had vanished without a trace. I clicked too fast, sorry. But... Right. Yep, I'm studying at Japan's University Department of Law. Yeah, my job is more to make sure there aren't any defects among whole melon wrappers. I work 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. It's a little boring, so I'm wondering if I can really keep doing that my whole life. Me so, you dimwit. Just getting authority seal is already an accomplishment in itself. Some people out there can't even get a hold of what we take for granted each day. Your attitude is so disrespectful to those poor, sad people. Well, I guess that's true. That's right, live a productive life. She had heard this conversation before. After this, she remembered herself running away from the truth of her failed school record. Her soul left her body from the shock. Altitude 10,000 meters. In middle school, I'll work hard on the 5 main subjects with a focus on P, which I bet at society, especially society. I want to be chosen as a government employee through the compatibility examination. Well, because it became an illiterate. Isn't that why I'm studying this hard? I'm holding back on manga and even spending all my spare time studying, right? I'm an elite, aren't I? Chuusotsu! What? I mean, that's pretty cool, to be honest. Say what? I wish I could leap in time.
Chuusotsu.
Yeah. Would be nice to change some stuff from the past, huh? Boom! After soaring high in the sky, her soul returned to her body. Arue's body, which had been lying face down on the ground, suddenly sprang back to life. Shake, 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 shake. She tapped her smartphone, but right before she placed the call, her hand stopped. She'd think, wow, typical my daughter. She kept thinking. She remembered the first time she met Arara. She crumpled down on the spot.
そうだよ。こういう時、進撃のミヤサなら冷静に現状を考察するはず。私も漫画脳なんかに支配されてないで、これが本当にタイムリープなのか、じっくり考えなきゃ。
I don't think that's true. Miyasa analyzing something in a calm manner? You're right. Come on. Come on. We know it's not true. She decided to piece together her situation. Question. Why was my phone's clock set back to 1 week ago? Answer. My phone's clock might be off. Sure. Question. Why is the support website's time also set to a week ago? Answer. Maybe I'm just dreaming. Question. How did I warp all the way to the station? Answer. Maybe I had been daydreaming. Question. Why did Mom and those high school girls say the same thing as last week? Answer. Perhaps last week's memories were all just a dream. And the answer is she derived from all of this?
私はずっと電車の中で寝ていて、そこで見た夢がこれまでの1週間だった。それもとびっきり鮮明な予知夢だったとか。
Oh, just accept, you time-lived girl. Gee.
ありえない。
She made a firm declaration.
だって私、漫画とかでありがちなタイムリープに直面したキャラの最初の考察みたいなこと言ってるもん。
Yeah.
これって漫画的に言えば、このキャラはタイムリープに気づいてませんからを表現する手法ナンバー1のやり口じゃん。こうやって考えた人、漏れなくタイムリープしてたじゃん。
That's right, girl. Realize it fast. Don't repeat it like 20 times.
よって私はタイムリープをしたに違いない。
Yeah. A bold claim. She was still thinking about everything in the framework of manga. Nonetheless,
その証拠に。
she rummaged through her bag. She pulled out the can of cookies she gave Kokoro on the first day they met.
ほら、絶対あると思った。ね、あったでしょ。だから言ったじゃないですか。ラッピングもそのままですよ。私が描いた猫耳ヴァンパイアもご健在ですよ。
She shouted all of it out, paying no heed to the people around her. People walked to the side to avoid Arue like a river around a lone island. So this was how Moses parted the sea. Definitely, yeah.
っていうか、私マジでタイムをリープしちゃったの？
Seems like it. Arue's expression turned serious. She then began trembling. Had fear taken hold of Arue as the realization of her predicament dawned upon her.
私今最高に主人公しちゃってない？
Yeah. What?
いやいやいや、これって普通にすごくない？え、これって本当にすごいんじゃないの？嘘、私すごくない？
Someone should give her a seal of a time leaper.
私 SF しちゃってるんですけど、漫画？これって漫画の撮影ですか？
Sure.
参ったな。時間飛び越えちゃったよ。過去に戻れる系女子になっちゃったよ。嘘、信じらんない。
She melted in the city background, clearly in high spirits. Proposition 3. Letter.
ある？
I mean, we might as well continue a little bit.
ハチスカさん、
She waits wildly at her.
聞いてくださいよ。今私史上最高の主人公タイムなんですよ。なんて言うんですかね、時代が私に追いついたって言うんでしょうか。なんかすっごいご機嫌だね。
Yeah?
そんなことより聞いて、なんだかいろいろおかしいんだ。屋上にいたと思ったら急にバス停にワープしてたり、街中のカレンダーが1週間前になってたり。
Yeah?
なんだ、私だけの不思議体験かと思ったのに、ハチスカさんもタイムリープしてたんですね。
Let's go. She felt extremely let down.
というか、もしハチスカさんがタイムリープしてなかったら、初対面の私がいきなり声かけるなんて思いっきり変人じゃん。
Yeah?
そういえばさっきまでシリアスな話してたんだった。
Arue's body stiffened. She felt like she had just been caught red-handed committing some kind of crime.
って私は何も悪いことなんかしてないよね。ハチスカさんに対しては。アルエ、どうかした？
Hmm.
いえ、どうもしないです。ハチスカさんが気にしないならそれで。それにしても大変なことになりましたね。
Hmm.
こんなことは初めてだよ。急いでマンションに戻ろう。マンション？そうですね。
No, the rooftop. That's where you will run into, you know who. Arue was so caught up in this unique experience that she had entirely forgotten about something. What happened to Arara? If Arara wasn't involved in this timely business.
マンションに行けば1週間前と同じフラットな関係に戻れる？
In other words, Arue would have never heard Arara. It will mean the fulfillment of her lifelong dream, the erasure of her sins.
でもそうじゃなかったら。
But you say the erasure of sins would leap her even further back in time, I feel like. Right? If Arara had also leapt through time.
もう一度マンションに来てくれるのかな？
I hope she did return.
アルエ、どうしたの？早くマンションに行こう。もうアララも向かってるかもしれないよ。
Is she heading there? That's the problem, yeah.
そうだよね。アルエ、アララのことを気になるよね。
What happened a week earlier? Or just a moment ago, from their perspective. Wounded by Arue's words, Arara fled the apartment. Arue chased after her. This made her more concerned than even failing the assignment she had bet her entire life on. She did her best to catch up to her, and yet, when it came down to it, she froze up in fear. She hated herself.
違う、ダメだよ。いつまでもこんなんじゃ。あの子と次に会った時、今までと同じ私じゃダメだ。そのために、まずこの不思議な体験と向き合わなきゃ。すみません、ハチスカさん。私、先に寄りたいところがあるんです。後から必ず行きますから、先にマンションに行っててください。先にって、これが本当にタイムリープなのか 私たち3人以外の私たちを知っている人のところに行きます。
Kokoro?
もう屋上には逃げたくないから。
Right?
あ、そっか。
We arrived at the shopping mall plaza.
ここの屋上にさっきまでいたんだよね。ハチスカさんは先にマンションに行っててよかったんですよ。うん。でも、アルエに付き合いたくなったから。
She smiled.
そうですか。
She turned away. Her cheeks were slightly flushed. Was she turning lesbian from being with girls for so long? It was just a week. No, Arue was straight. But she was used to feeling connected to other people.
あ、対象が来ました。
Close to the fountain. Kokoro.
そっか。心を待ってたんだね。でも、どうしてアルエは心がここに来るって分かったの？超能力？
The situation was beyond her understanding.
まあ、それがサブカルチャーに精通していない一般人の一般的な反応ですよね。
Even so, Arue raised an eyebrow in doubt. A week ago, in other words, last time, she met Kokoro after wandering to the streets, running away from Koiro and meeting with Arara. It happened a little after noon. But right now, her smartphone's clock displayed the time as 9 in the morning, which meant there was a 3-hour time gap. Had Kokoro been standing here that entire time? Kokoro was holding up something to the sky. It was a glass bed. Last time Arue helped her find it after it had been kicked away by the people passing by. Of course, that was something that happened in the afternoon. So there was this idiot on Twitter the other day. He was selling those half-naked figurines at an elementary school flea market. Here, take a look at this photo. He uploaded it all proud, you know. What a creep. Oh, seriously, that's super gross. If kids got interested in that pervert stuff, it'd be terrible for their education. Oh. But hey, would he still even be fine after doing all of that? Right, and the problem is, there is no problem. After all, these guys... The people wrapped up in a conversation about Winter bumped into Kokoro. The glass bed fell from her hands. And right before it landed on the floor, Arue caught it. She turned it to her.
すごいね、アルエ。まるでこうなることが分かってたみたいな反応速度だったよ。
Of course she did.
いや、まあ、ハチスカさんには後でゆっくり説明しますよ。
Yeah.
でも、なんか変。ココロちゃんがガラス玉を落としたのは今よりずっと後の出来事のはず。何時間も前に同じことがあったのかな。
Possible. Something felt off. And then she realized it.
これって漫画であったやつだ。
She clapped her hands together like the main character of an advertisement manga.
過去と行動を変えると他のことに影響するやつ。なんだっけ。バタフライなんとか。
Butterfly. Yeah, that's that. Butterfly. Definitely.
バタフライって何をあげたやつ？
Yes, yes. Correct.
ねえ、アルエ。バタってどんな食べ物？お魚さん？
No, no, it's fried butter. I've never had that. It was some sort of sci-fi term, but Shuli couldn't remember.
それより怪我はないですか、ココロちゃん。
Oh, how do you know her name?
お姉さん。
Yeah.
ココロのお名前知ってるですよ。
Got you! Arue made a critical mistake. From Kokoro's perspective, to a stranger knowing her name was extremely suspicious. This made them feel like stalkers.
それは、
I wonder if that's, you know, necklace.
あちゃー、ミスっちゃった。今からでも言動に気をつけて初対面のふりしなくちゃ。 ねえ心、街が何か変なんだよ。だから一緒にマンション帰ろう。タブララサにさ。
お姉さん、how do you know where I live?
どうして心のお家を知ってるですよ。
Yeah.
ハチスカさん、ここは私に任せて少し静かにしてましょうね。
She glared at them.
なんか変な感じがする。
Yeah. She wavered. But Koiru's earlier comment gave her a flash of inspiration.
お隣さん、そう、私たち今日心ちゃん家の隣に引っ越してきたんですよ。だから表札で名前を知って。どうしてお顔とお名前が一致するですよ。
Yes, ask questions.
それは私たちは1401号室のモニターでして、業務上隣の方の個人情報を教えていただいたんですよ。顔写真付きで。
Dude. Tell me that I'm moving out from that building.
個人情報?
Someone is asking to be sued, I guess. Her suspicion levels had just skyrocketed. The surrounding people were also starting to murmur. Were they about to get reported?
その辺は社に問い合わせていただくとしてね。とにかくマンションに行きましょうね。いざ行かんですよと。
Kidnapped. Arue abducted the little girl. Oh boy. In front of Kokoro's room.
本当にお隣さんだったですよ。
Yeah.
嘘言うわけないじゃないですか。はい、これお近づきの印に。
Push. Shoved the can of cookies at her.
包んである紙に可愛い女の子が書いてあるですよ。
There is.
気に入っていただけましたか？私が書いたんです。オリキャラのミミちゃんですよ。オリキャラ。萌え。
Flop flop. She jumped. Arue sighed in relief.
完全にお姉さんは運命の匂いがする。
She slunk back into her own room.
なんとかイラストと食べ物でごまかせた。あるえ。私全然話についていけてないよ。まあリスクは承知の上で話しかけたい理由があったんですよ。そしてそれはもうあの反応から察するにタイムリープ説でほぼ確定っぽいと分かったので OK です。
Yeah. I mean, it's not really okay, but...
それにココロちゃんとは早めに知り合っておかなきゃ。だってあの子は一人ぼっちですからね。
Saying all that rather nonchalantly, Arue placed her hand on the doorknob. Her hand froze in place. It was locked. Arara was inside. Probably, even if her memories were reset. Could Arue still talk to her as if nothing had happened? Would she end up crushed by her own pessimism? And what if Arara had also experienced a time leap? I think it would be better if she didn't. It would be better if she did than if she didn't. Yeah. Would be out of place to monitor her earlier slip up in the middle of such an extraordinary situation. Actually, would Arara even need her words? Even so, she still opened the door. She had to. She was there. Fujisaki Arara. But what was this? There was reigning on her throne with an indomitable grin.
だからフォロはそんな質問には答えられないっすよ。
Hollow was down on all fours, being used as a footstool. Arue's body froze in place. The scene she had imagined in her head popped like a bubble. All she could do was stand and observe the sheer strangeness of it. The bandages around her left hand were unwound. Her satin was also hanging right below her eyes. And her expression. Her light smile gave off a bewitching aura. It felt like she was an entirely different person.
お嬢様方、 もしや今日からここにお住まいになる契約者の方っすか？そうっすよね。どうかお助けをっす。
もううるさい。ホルスタインめが。
痛いっす。
Arara kicked her?
なんでホログラムのホロに触れるっすか？
Yeah?
そこはほら、はたいて魔法少女だし、魔法少女に不可能はないというメタリ牙のもと、科学を蹂躙してゆくわけなのだよ。
When did you become that?
ヘルプミース。
They gulped, obviously. I mean, it appeared that Arara had been possessed by some unknown force. Anyway, they tried to strike up a convo.
藤崎さん
Hmm.
にゃ
She turned her eyes like a cat.
そう、あなたですよ、中卒魔女の藤崎さん。中卒魔女ね。何か用かい、お嬢さん。
Oh boy. It's a different one, isn't it?
用事はいろいろありますけど、まずあなた何やってんですか？その玉座はどこから用意したんですか？どうしてホロさんをいじめてるんですか？腹いせですか？八つ当たりですか？質問攻めね。その慣れ慣れしさを見る限り、君たちもタイムリープをしてきたのか。へえ、複数個体を同時にか。ってことは、やっぱり藤崎さんも。はいです。あたい、時空を超えちゃった。
That's a different one.
あらら、なんか変だよ。
Meh.
何か悪いもの食べた？
Seems like it.
この美少女を捕まえて、変だの嘘つきだの、よくもまあ好きに言ってくれるものだ。許しちゃうんだけどね。抑えきれぬアダルティズムのもと、歩く18金と呼ばれたこの値だから。
Literally nobody would ever call you that. Come on. She flipped her head up, trying to act cool.
ほんじゃ、質問にお答えします。
Her attitude suddenly changed.
お嬢ちゃんたちはこれをいじめと言ったが、そんな代償行為などではなく、罪深きホルスタインめを尋問している真っ最中なのであった。
痛いっす。お尻をつねらないでほしいっす。
やめなよ、あらら。ホロがかわいそう。やだよ。だってさ、タイムリープを発現させたのってこのソウルディスペンサーなんだお。
Hmm.
で、このパツキンはソウルディスペンサーの1機能。怪しいっしょ。これもう問い詰めるっけなくない？ってわけで、いじめについての回答終了。ちなみにこの後、無料乳搾り体験の予定。一本言っとく？こうシコシコって。
What is wrong with you? I mean, I know everything, but she shook her hands up and down like a piston. Fear had rendered Hollow utterly speechless.
それじゃあ従順になったところで答えてもらおうか。どういう理屈で発言したのさ、この現象。
だから何の話か。
一本言って。
Jesus, calm down. She doesn't know. She mentioned motioned her hands like she was using a syringe. She started shaking.
そんな怯えなくてもいいって。あたいはただタイムリープなんて科学の範疇じゃないって思っていたからさ、驚いてるだけなんだ。客観性も再現性もない現象を目の当たりにして、マテリアリストとしては黙っていられない。客観性？再現性？はしょりまくって言うならば、タイムリープは今のところ
科学の分野で扱うような代物じゃないって話。カテゴライズするなら値的にはオカルトってとこだ。15歳の女の子には大好物かもしれないけど、オカルトもカルト宗教も信じないたちなんだよね、値って。
Good for you. Wrapping herself in the curtain, Arue remained silent. Arue had no opportunity to interrupt. Arara was like a completely different person.
しかし主観的にも客観的にも時間は巻き戻った。観測器具はもちろんあたいら3人の脳みそだ。だから今一度と父袋くんよ。
Can you stop bullying Florida girl?
この現象はどんな理屈で発言したかわかるだろう。原理を問うているのではなく理屈の話だ。
And do you understand that she doesn't know?
だから
Say.
フォロには答えられないっすって。
She chopped her hand in between Hollow's Great Valley.
動くとパイパイの命はない。
Something you never had.
偉い人は言ったとさ。答えを知らない者は答えられないとは答えない。バイ、あたい。
Previously it was kinda okay with her acting like that. Now what she's doing is just kinda annoying.
自我の本質とは超自我のフィルターを通して虚と実を使い分けることにある。所詮はメスロボである貴様が人類様の領分を見せかけようなどというのがおこがましい。答えられないではない。答えろと人類が命じている。
わかったっす。フォロの負けっすよ。しくしく。
わーい、あたいの
V sign.
ものすっごい遠くの方で話が進んでる気分なんですが、木星とかそのあたりの規模で。
なんかね、このお姉さんがどうしてあたいらがタイムリープしたか教えてくれるんだって。
そうなんですか？
I highly doubt she will.
本当は社会費なの
Or
に。
maybe she will. She dropped one of her fingers in the soul dispenser. A string of letters seemingly code appeared on the display.
なんじゃこりゃー。
ソウルリンクシステムのロゴっすよ。超絶暗号ソフトを使ってるので見た目はこんな感じになるっす。
I thought she didn't know that.
やっぱりここから先はロックがかかっていてアクセスできないっすね。
Yeah, so she doesn't know.
言いますと？
お嬢様方はタイムリープをしてきたと主張してるっすが、それについてはホロ自身にログが残ってないので事実の確かめようがないっす。
ココロちゃんの記憶も1週間前にリセットされてるっぽかったですからね。
Makes sense.
でもソウルリンクシステムは確かに一度だけ起動してるっすね。今まで一
Wait, what?
度も起動したことがないのに。
How do you know that?
んなことは分かってんの？あたいが知りたいのはなぜにタイムリープなのか。
She doesn't have the information about that. Jesus.
だって普通に考えたら超危険じゃん。時間を飛び越えるってそうシンプルなことでもないのよ。地球とか太陽とかバンバン回ってんのに時間だけ飛び越えたらどうなんのよ。あたいらどこにジャンプすんの？宇宙？スペース？
I mean, given that it's only a week, then probably you are overestimating all of that.
スーパーハイパーコンピュータならさ、空間軸の移動計算くらいしてみなよ。1週間分の時間跳躍でご近所にワープってあった。移動先に物体がうじゃうじゃしてるとこにワープってあった。
そんなこと言われてもこれ以上アクセスしようとすると。
Noise. Hollow's entire body started flickering with noise, reminiscent of the kind of static you'd see on the TV, old TV.
ふん。原理原則までは探れないってこと？深淵からの視線を感じる。切り替えが肝心だね、こりゃ。こんな穴だらけのヘッポコ SF 現象、ビビるだけ無駄か。どんな裏があるにせよ、ここにいるのはデウスエクスマキナになる要素のないものばかりだし。
She looked over at Arue and Koiro.
じゃあまあそんな感じで情報収集終了か。お疲れ、バイバイ。
He waved her handkerchief in the air.
何？バイバイってどこ行くんですか？
どっか。
さっきから本当におかしいよ。あらら。
True.
そうだ。
She was not listening to them at all.
残りの質問に答えてあげる。どこから玉座を持ってきたか。それは
Nobody cares. She pointed up at the ceiling. They looked up.
何もないけど。
They looked back.
玉座が消えてる。
An enigma. Mystery. This was entirely too strange. In the end, Arue and Koiro.
なんだったんでしょうね。ねえ。
decided not to think about it.
このメンバー絶対 SF が成り立たないっすね。
You created the chair, didn't you? Arara was standing still in the place where the throne used to be. She was looking down. They couldn't see her face. She reared up her bandages.
あらら。
She lifted her head.
お二人ともどうしたです？怪訝な顔をして。
いや、だってあららが難しいこと喋って変な感じになってたから。
変な感じとは？もしやこの救世主たる藤崎あららがポイズンパルスに汚染されているとでも？
She made a fearless smirk.
いつもの藤崎さんだ。
Arue was relieved. She never would have expected hearing the words poison balls would one day fill her with relief.
ホロはもう足場にならないでいいんでしょうかっす。
好きにすればいい。
やっとっす。自由って素晴らしいっす。
She clapped her hands together in joy. Arue and Koiro also felt their strange tension abate.
藤崎さん、
She was reaching for the right words. She hesitated, not knowing what to say first. And then
3人集まったところで状況を整理しましょう。どうやら3人とも1週間後からタイムリープをしてきたようだ。
interrupting Arue, she started reviewing the situation. They were placed 1 week in the past and everyone else but them had no memories of what happened before the time leap. Once they had finished, Koiro clapped her hands together.
そういうことだったんだ。タイムリープって。
そしてそれはソウルリンクシステムとやらが発現させた現象のよう。
ソウルリンクシステム、それってホロさんが言ってた心のシンクロで動く機能ってやつですよね。
Yeah.
はい、そうっす。日付や時刻はめちゃくちゃにバグってるっすけど、確かに一度だけシンクロの記録が残ってるっすね。
Interesting.
それじゃあ最後の挑戦に失敗した後シンクロしたんだね。
Yeah.
どういう意味ですか？だって挑戦は一度しかしてないよね。もし挑戦中にシンクロしていたならその時点で課題がクリアできてなきゃおかしいよね。
It was just as Koiro had said. If that were the case, then it followed that the PolishLynx system was capable of running at all the times.
ともあれ、先ほどアララお嬢様がおっしゃった通り、 タイムリープは危険を伴うものっす。最悪の場合は追消滅が起きてしまうっすから、ここは慎重に順を追って考えましょうっす。まずファインマンダイアグラムは
ファインマンダイアグラム。
意味わかんないし、黙っててもらえます？
So much for thinking about it.
いやいや、何を期待して話してんのか知りませんけど、私たち中卒ですよ。そんな難しいこと言われても理解できませんって。何か喋るなら打開方法を教えてください。こんな状況に直面したら物理の知識より攻略本が必要なんですよ、私たちには。
Yeah.
まあそうっすけど、えらくドストレートな要求っすね。現状を打開するにはそうっすね、やっぱり一度失敗されたという哲学の課題をクリアするしかないっすかね。
Oh boy.
ソウルリンクシステムをもう一度使えと。
Here we go again.
はいっす。一つ課題をクリアすればホロのシステム権限も一つ上にシフトすることができるっす。そうすれば機能の制御が可能になるかもしれないっす。本当は本社に連絡してシステムをダウンさせるのが一番っすけど、果たしてお嬢様方のお話一つでそれが可能かと言われると、これお高いものっすし。
そうですか。
Strangely enough, she was convinced. This entire situation felt surreal. Synchronizing their hearts seemed to have twisted the world's rules. A phenomenon not even Holo could foresee, despite being thoroughly knowledgeable about the system. Arue thought it was likely like something straight out of a sci-fi manga. When this became a sci-fi VN as well. Technically it was from the very beginning, given the seals and so on, but still. A feeling of terror crept up her spine. But at the same time, she thought the following.
これってチャンスだよね。
Right. It was a chance. A second chance to clear the assignment they'd already failed once. The second win that would help Arue accomplish what she had to do in life. Most importantly, the soul link system used their heart synchronization as the key. The seed of possibility had been planted. And even beyond that,
あのままだったら藤崎さんを傷つけたまま会えなくなってたんだ。だったら私。
the guilt she felt toward Aurora was not something to be erased. She believed that with all her heart. She looked at Aurora. She was staring silently at the soul dispenser, thinking about something. Perhaps Aurora was also mulling over how to make amends with Arue. Or so she thought.
ついに来た。この超常現象、世界統括者が絡んでいるに違いない。
やれやれ。
株式会社クオリックは世界統括者に近しい存在である説が急浮上。救世主としてこの事態を独自の視点で打破せねば。
Okay. Immediately following the declaration, Arara tried leaving the room.
いや、ちょっと待ってくださいよ、藤崎さん。今そんなこと言ってる場合じゃ。
Oh, you said it so wrongly. Arara stopped. She remained with her back facing Arue.
そんなこと。これはアララにとっての至上命題です。アルエさんにはそんなことであっても。
Once again, all she could do was watch as Arara ran off. She couldn't move an inch.
アルエ。
You messed up again, girl. Her heart ached. Miss Arue. She hadn't been called that since they first met on the rooftop.
大丈夫、追いかけましょう、ハチスカさん。
Right. Dude, this is going to be a long episode. I should have cut it the moment, like, they time traveled. They hurried to the apartment's rooftop in pursuit of Arara. They could see the tower from here. Arue had her back to Arue and Koira, preventing them from reading her expression. However, they could tell she was staring at the tower. She reckoned to her, but stopped anyway. It felt like a thick iron gate had been set up in her throat, blocking out all sound. She took a deep breath and...
藤崎さん、有無も言わさず出て行っちゃうなんてひどいじゃないですか。
Arara slowly turned around.
ひどいも何も。アララは自分のなすべき目的のため早急に動いただけ。アララは世界平和の担い手だから。人々の未来を乗せた列車だから。
暴走列車の間違いじゃなくて、
は？
用意されたレールから脱線するという意味では肯定。誰かの作った道を歩いて救える世界はゲームだけだから。アララはその辺の区別はできている。
よく言いますよ、ほんと。
Arue heaved a sigh of relief. Arara was acting the same as always. Nothing about her felt off. There was definitely still a bump in the relationship for... almost as if Arue's sins had nailed it down in place. There was a moment of silence between them. Growing uncomfortable, Arue quickly spoke up.
ソウルリンクシステムのことなんですけど、2人ともどう思います？
よくわかんなかったかな。だってついさっきまで
I did not mean to click, sorry.
そうです
But
よ
I
ね。
did anyway. It was a reflex.
その実を言うと私最初浮かれちゃいました。漫画みたいなことが起きて私って選ばれし人間なんじゃって感じで、我ながらおつむがすっからかんだったと思いますよ、本当。そんなノータリンが述べるのもおかしいと思うんですけど、ホルさんの言う通り課題のクリアを目指したいと思ってます。私何を言ってるのって思いますかね。思うでしょうね、普通。だって逃げちゃえば済む話ですもんね。この時点でルームシェアを解散してそれぞれ家に帰ればいいって。タイムリープってよくわからないけど結構リスキーみたいですし。でもなんて言いますか、実家に帰るっていうことは私にとって。
She looked up into the sky, searching for words. She knew there was no answer to be found here. Or there. Not in the clouds or beyond them in the bluest blue of the sky. Only escapism. She wanted to stop using the place as her retreat. She really did. From the bottom of her heart.
私はルームシェアを続けていきたいです。そのために探したいんです。素晴らしい人生。だから協力してくれませんか？
She said it all, looking at two of them in the eye. She felt oddly relaxed. I mean, I feel like Koira will be okay.
どうやってシンクロをするつもり？課題クリアには必須だけれど。
それは今はわからないです。でも可能性はあると思います。今回のタイムリープがその根拠にはなりませんか？
Yup.
私は根拠になると思う。アルエに賛成。一度はできたんだもん、シンクロ。だから一緒に頑張りたい。
ハチスカさん。
Encouraging words. However,
アララはそうは思わない。
God damn it.
あらら、どうして？
ソウルリンクシステムの解明。アララはそれを最優先にする。二人に悪いとは思わない。だってアララは同胞。アルエさんと初めて会う前からそれだけを考えて生きてきたから。アルエさんはそれを受け入れられる？アララの目的、 手段、全部を受け入れて同じ志を持つことができる。アルエさんは終末への危機を感じる。
Do you feel the threat of annihilation? It was the same question she voiced upon their first meeting. Arue had led Arara on trying to break off the relationship as soon as possible. Now once again they were thrust upon her. This time they were not on the wavelengths of a psycho, but those of her heart. She couldn't answer. No matter how positively she looked at it, to her it didn't seem like the path to a wonderful life. Arara turned her back to them. After a moment.
いいでしょう。やりましょう。もう一度。課題への挑戦を。
あらら。
もう一度シンクロできれば、ソウルリンクシステムの謎にも迫れるでしょうから。それに。いや、なんでもないです。それより、アルエさんはアララにだけ自分の目的を手伝わせるつもり？
いえ、そんなことはしませんよ。私も藤崎さんを手伝います。その希望は満たせないかもですが。
それで結構。では、ソウルリンクシステム攻略戦線バクタということで。
She extended her right hand. The one without bandages, the one without a seal. Her dominant hand. Arue grasped it. Firmly.
はい、よろしくお願いします。
And so, the counter-Soul-Link system allied forces were formed. Quickly, but ever so gently, the relationship grew laxer, leaving a small yet distinct lump in their heart.
では早速、第1回ソウルリンクをやっつけちゃえ会議を始めたいと思います。
I think this is a good moment to cut it. So, we'll get to that meeting tomorrow! And we'll see where this is all going. Yeah, let's wreck that Soul Link meeting. With a star, of course, with a star. Damn. I did not expect a time leap, not gonna lie. I did not expect that at all. But also, I really do hope it's not going to be overused. Like, you know, that they leap again and again and again. That'd be tiring. I feel like if you want to do the leaping, you really need to have an idea of how to make it so it's not basically constantly the same. I'd say Chushingura has done it very well. I have not played the VN technically, but Steins Gate has done it well as an anime. Have I seen any time leaping anywhere else that I could mention? I think not, to be honest. Nah. Nothing comes to mind. Bad ideas came to mind, but, well, I will not mention them. We'll see. We'll see tomorrow how it goes. Maybe on the first try, basically, the girls will be, like, able to solve the situation. Maybe. If not, I hope the next leaps will be different, basically. Yeah. Oh, I know what made it wrong, also. That's the name I don't mind saying, because, like... you know, saying bad things about AAA games is a good thing, in my opinion now. Alan Wake American Nightmare. That loop was freaking boring. Yeah, or more like tiring. Yeah. Anywho, let's end it. I'm gonna repeat that again, like for the 4th time or whatever. But yeah, also consider liking the video and subscribing, always appreciated. That was a long one. I wish you all a wonderful day. And, well, if you could time leap, would you? Because I would like to repair some stuff from the past, without a doubt. Maybe life would be better that way. Yeah, who knows? Maybe it would be even worse. Who knows? Alright, I wish you all a wonderful day. Bye bye.